Frank Ragnow of your Detroit Lions. You are now tuning into the official new hotness, the OnePride podcast presented by ISN. This is your source for all Detroit Lions news, rumors, pre- and post-game day breakdowns. Go Lions.
What is going on, YouTube? And welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with MicroMike. We talk all things Detroit Lions news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, everything regarding our franchise, folks. It's the OnePride podcast. We are back, and it is great. And, folks, I am back, not being sick, and it feels good. And I appreciate all the prayers, all the wishes everybody gave out to me during this nasty temperature time. You guys are MVPs, and this show is here for you. We have a special guest on today, folks. His name is Sizzle Fantasy Sports. That's his YouTube channel. He's a Packers fan, but folks, he does mock drafts, he does fantasy football, and he's very knowledgeable. And I want to make sure everybody subscribe to his channel. What's going on, Sizzle?
How's it going, man? Glad to be on the show here. Great opportunity. Can't wait to talk some football with you guys.
And we have the guy himself. He's almost to 900 subscribers, trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. That's Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. Mark, what's going on, man?
What's going on, guys, man? It's a Thursday. It feels like it's been forever. Let's talk some ball, man. Let's go.
We got Troxel Sports Talk, Sports Trox Fury Sports Talk. What's going on,
Yeah.
Hey, everybody in the chat, please spam hashtag Mike Strong. But man, it feels good to be back. What's going on, everybody?
Folks, it was a long couple days, man. That COVID second vaccine, that will kick you in your 2 points of contact. No doubt about it. And without you guys, I probably wouldn't be making these videos and embracing the suck like I did. But let's just get straight into free agency. We had a couple moves before we got on here. Hey, we got Jamal Williams, running back from the Green Bay Packers. Sizzle, let's talk about this. This is your former running back. What is the Lions getting in this guy?
Well, first of all, I think this is a great move by Detroit. Kind of my fantasy brain when I first heard this kind of sunk because I was worried about DeAndre Swift and his bell cow fantasy numbers. But from a pure football standpoint, Jamal Williams is going to really add a dynamic level to you guys' offense. Very physical player. He's a spark plug and brings tons of energy. I'm sure you guys have seen some of his hilarious locker room clips.
Yeah.
And he runs around with his shirt off in the pregame in the freezing cold snow in Green Bay. And he's actually quite an underrated receiver as well. So he can do a lot of things for the Lions. If Swift ever goes down, certainly a great backup option to have there. So I think it's a heck of a contract as well at only $7 million over 2 years.
Bigfoot, Anon, CJ, Joey Two-Tone, Zach J, Big D73, Kev'd Up, a member of mine. So is Jamie Ward. Appreciate you jumping in here. We got D-Town, Michael Jackson, T.A. Noble Sports. Subscribe to his channel. Zach J, Jeremy Southworth. What's going on, Frog Crop? Another member of mine. Jason Bula, Justin May the Rapper. Subscribe to his channel. OnePride 40, Blue and Silver, Baby or Barbie or Lions. Jeremy Rothwell. Troxel Sports, Trox Fury Sports Talk, Jamal Williams. We talk about this on the back end all the time. The Detroit Lions needed to get a compliment running back. You wanted to draft one. I wanted to get one in free agency. What do you think about Jamal Williams?
Hey, if I'm going after free agents, that's the number one guy. He brings a winning culture to that run game that's been MIA since actually really Barry Sanders days.
And that was a very quick answer for him. He definitely went into explicit detail there. But we got a $5 super chat. Hit those. There we go. He says, just got in. What did I miss? Shout out to the new person. This new person is Sizzle Fantasy Sports. Travis Doyley, subscribe to his channel. And I'm going to go ahead right now. You see this little link up here? This is his channel. Subscribe to it right then and there. It's Sizzle Fantasy Sports. Subscribe to the channel. But I appreciate you, Travis Doyley. You missed absolutely nothing except for introductions. But there is a couple things that was missed. We got 64 in the building with 28 likes. If you want to support this channel, let's get those likes up. Hey, Chat Sports, they looking at me cross-eyed. Say it all the time. They say, MicroMike, get those thumbs up. So I got to do it. Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. Jamal Williams, running back. What did we get with this guy?
I love this pickup, guys. So far, this has been my favorite pickup. And like Sizzle said, this was a nice, cheap pickup and a productive back. 25 years old. The guy's going to come in. Yes, he might eat some carries away from DeAndre there, but that's okay because, hey, this is a two-back system nowadays in the NFL. There's not really a big, just like a one-horse back. I love this pickup, man. This guy has averaged about 4 yards per carry through his young NFL career. He can catch the ball. He does everything right, man. And like Sizzle said too, man, he's very colorful, man. He's out there. He's happy. He's always got a smile on his face. Brings a lot of character to the locker room. I love this pickup, guys. This is a really good pickup by Brad Holmes. Very underrated pickup.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to the NFL Network doing interviews because they did 2 interviews. One was with him and the other one was with Michael Brockers. So apparently they know something that we don't know going on there. But, hey, I wanted to get that running back, no doubt about it, man. It was important to get a running back and to have that complementary piece to DeAndre Swift. What helps out Jared Goff? The ability to run the football. Now you got 2 guys that can do it. And yes, Jeremy, he says no fumbles. This guy don't fumble the football.
Doesn't fumble the ball, man. That's crazy.
No Amir Abdullahs.
No fumbula. No fumbula.
Fact.
What makes this guy special to never fumble football? Like what's going on with him? Does he do something in practice that you've seen?
I don't think it's a practice thing. In the games, he's always got 2 hands on the ball. When he's in the middle and going towards linebackers, even at the first and second level of the defense, he's always got 2 arms caged up on the ball, and he values ball security. So he's not going to put it on the ground, that's for sure.
That's awesome.
And we need that. We need that because our defense right now fumbles a lot. So we need to have something sustained on offense to continue to run that football. No doubt about it. But we had another Packers pickup, Tim Boyle. Oh, Boyle. Can you tell us, Sizzle, what we're getting with Tim Boyle here is our backup quarterback?
Yeah, this one stings for a lot of Packer fans. Tim Boyle was loved across the fan base, and he's not too spectacular of a talent, but he is a very nice backup quarterback. I will say this. One of the things that I've mentioned about him that's kind of a booster to kind of what the Packers thought of him as a player is that Jordan Love, our first round pick, played 0 games last year, and Tim Boyle suited up as the backup for every single one of our games. So obviously they trust him enough to give him that role on the team. I think that he's a guy who you don't necessarily want to be in the game, but if he comes in there, I don't think he'll mess things up, and he's a pretty clean quarterback.
Hattie, I see your question. We will do the mailbag segment at about 7:15, but if we got nothing going on, I'll make sure to answer your questions. So just repost it in a little bit, and I'm sure I'll get to it. Tim Boyle, Marco from Orange Forum, you did some research on this guy. We're just talking about it. What have you seen? What have you liked? What do you don't like? Tell me what you think about Tim Boyle.
Well, yeah, I did some quick research on this guy because I kind of found out late that he was coming to town, and his college numbers are really, really bad. He wasn't good at UConn. He never really grabbed that starting gig, never really got a grasp of it. Man, ended up transferring to Eastern Kentucky, had a better year in 2017. He threw a lot of picks in college. And his first 3 years at UConn, he threw 1 touchdown pass, which I found was really odd. I don't know how that even happens. But then he went to his pro day, and like Green Bay and Dallas were there, and Green Bay ended up picking him up. And the thing I like about this kid is I love his arm strength. He can make any throw that you ask him to do in the NFL, and his size is tremendous. He's like 6'4", 230 pounds, and he's a great kid. Now he's going to come in here and he's going to obviously fight with David Blau for the second spot. So it's not a crazy good signing. They only gave him $2.5 million, 1.5 guaranteed. So this guy, he could be a roster cut, but I doubt it because he has a ceiling to him. I just don't know particularly what they're really looking for right now. I know some Lions fans are like, well, this takes quarterback off the board. It doesn't. It really doesn't take quarterback off the board, but I do like this kid, and I do like his upside.
I do like the fact that when you bring in Tim Boyle, Chase Daniel is no longer on the team, so instantly he's now become a fan favorite here in Detroit. just off that aspect itself, and for the fact that our secondary quarterback is better than the Chicago Bears starter and Andy Dalton. That's always
Get that man a GM of the year.
Hey, Troxel Sports Talk.
Don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it, eh? Don't jinx that. He's going to come in. He's going to throw for 5,000 yards and 45 touchdowns now.
Hey, if he does that, I'll eat a Carolina Reaper. No milk, no water, no ice cream, none of that.
I'll join you.
Oh man, talk about a disaster of a quarterback. Troxel Sports Talk. What do you think about Tim Boyle, man?
Well, when I seen him in the game for the Green Bay Packers, because obviously you guys know I do watch parties. So if the Green Bay Packers are on and it's a blowout, the only time I see him is doing kneel down. So hey, if he's gonna be our victory cigar, I want to see him out on the field then, because that means the Detroit Lions probably are picking up the victory.
And no doubt about it. That's when you definitely want to see Tim Boyle. I've heard some good things. It's nice to hear that, Green Bay Packers fans are so highly of him. We had an overpaid backup quarterback that was so bad. So now we're getting somebody that's a decent contract, a backup quarterback that could potentially fill in if we need be. And I'm perfectly fine with that. We also made a trade, Trucks. We made a trade of Micah Parsons, defensive tackle /end from the Los Angeles Rams. Unfortunately, he said Stafford was a step up from Jared Goff.
Hey, hold on.
That's a little bit.
I got one for Michael Brockers on that one.
Got him. So what do you think about Brockers, man? We're trying to beef this defensive lineup. What do you think about this, man?
Well, in the words of Mark Orem from Orem's Forum, woo! Hey, I love it. Why do I love it? He is the most underrated player on that Rams defense, and we pulled the trigger. Not only did we not have to really give up much, we only gave up what was that, 2023 7th round draft pick?
Yeah, so nothing. It was a salary dump in the words of T.A. Noble Sports.
Absolutely. And, for us to bring him in, he had guys like Aaron Donald, Morgan Fox, who else? He had a bunch of guys ahead of him. So, and he was still very productive year in and year out. I always called him the most underrated player on that Rams defense. And for the Detroit Lions to pull a trigger and get a 7th round draft pick for him, I'm loving that move. He's going to definitely be a step up over Danny Shelton.
Hold on really quick. What do you think about Brockers really quick? Apparently we just signed somebody, so I'm trying to get my information up really quick. What do you think about this while I get this information up about a signing we just did?
Rashad Perryman.
Okay, we got
Rashad Perryman?
Oh, my God.
Woo!
Breaking news, we did. Former Jets wide receiver Rashad Perryman is signing with the Lions on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Perryman will now play with the same team that his dad, Brett, played with. Okay, we got another wide receiver. We needed one. Let's go to the breaking news about Perryman.
Yeah.
What are we getting with him, Mark?
We're getting a guy that I know he didn't, it took him a little. He was drafted by Baltimore a few years back. I think he had a breakout year with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, though. Yeah, I remember he got traded. Either he got traded or they picked him up. I kind of forget. Played really well as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Didn't do anything in Baltimore, really. Kind of like suffered through injuries. Had the talent, though. He's built he's an absolute Greek god, man. He's put together. He's really put together. He can run. He's fast. Didn't do much when he went to the Jets, obviously. But now this is the guy that has some upside to him. He just needs to stay healthy. I think him staying healthy has been his problem his whole career. The talent's there. It's just we got it really cheap. So I don't know, man. We got a big wide receiver. He's a big kid too. So who can run? It's just he just needs to stay healthy. That's my problem. This is so
important for the Lions offense. I've been talking about the wide receiver position. Galladay not coming back. Marvin Jones going to Jacksonville. We're obviously not signing back Amendola. We needed to get a big target and a fast one. How many times we talked about play action pass from Jared Goff to a speedy receiver. This is exactly it. And it's just a 1 year, $3 million deal. This is talk about a low cost, high ceiling type of move right here, folks.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we needed. Tyrell Williams, Perryman, and guess what? We can draft a wide receiver in the draft. The offense looks good. What do you think about this move, Sizzle? Breaking news while we were live.
Yeah, I think that when you look at Detroit, there is still the need for the wide receiver position in the draft. But thankfully, this year, and if we're being honest, probably years moving forward, the wide receiver position in draft classes is going to be super deep because that's where the talent is at in the college game right now. So if you look at, you don't even have to address wide receiver in rounds 1, but rounds 2 and 3, there might be really good value for you guys going there with potentially a slew of names depending on who falls in the draft. I think immediately, though, Perryman, like you guys said, very low risk, high reward type player. He really came on at the back end of his final season with the Buccaneers due to, I think it was Mike Evans may have gotten injured. He kind of got thrust into the lineup and really produced nicely. And he was kind of a red zone hog. So he even was pretty solid in stretches with the Jets, although he was frequently injured. So that is a big part of kind of what's held him back. I do think, though, there is something to be said about coming to play inside Ford Field in a dome setting. You don't have to deal with that nasty weather. He can maybe have a more beneficial environment for those injuries and whatnot. So I think this is a decent move from the Lions here.
Hey, look, it's definitely something that was really, really needed to getting that other wide receiver. And it does make the idea that it doesn't have to force us to get a wide receiver with that 7th pick. We don't have to now, and that's very vital to have options because the Lions have holes all over the team, a lot on defense, some on the offensive line. Now they can go ahead if they want to get a wide receiver in rounds 2 or 3. Hey, that's where you got Kenny Galladay, and now the offense when it comes to wide receiver is looking good. We get the running back, number 2. We got Rashad Perryman, Tyrell Williams. Jared Goff should be happy, Trucks.
Absolutely. Rashad Perryman is 6'2". So he has a little bit of size with them.
Oh yeah.
This is a very good underrated signing. $3 million, folks, 1 year. He doesn't pan out, he's gone. Low risk, high reward, as you guys stated. Man, I like this, especially if he could turn his career around. And, like you guys said, his father starred here. So maybe his dad can get in his ear, be like, hey, if you do this, and this right, you're going to do well in this league. And the people of Detroit's going to love you.
And guess what? Who was his best year when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Guess who's our wide receivers coach? That was with him. Antoine Randall L. And that is a good combination. Yes, we still need to get another wide receiver, no doubt about it. Yep. But this is what free agency is all about, fellas. Let me reiterate. You build through the draft, and that's why we have Sizzle on here. He knows about the draft. He knows about prospects, but you build through the draft, and you get complement pieces in free agency. This is what the Green Bay Packers have done. They don't blow everything in free agency. They build through the draft, and they get quality players in complement. Love the move, man. And I'm really excited because this is something I was so worried about this offense. You're losing Kenny Galladay, you're losing all these weapons, and now Jared Goff, I didn't want him to be thrown into a situation where he had nothing. Then it's automatic fail. You want to have him to have something, and Rashad Perryman is going to do that. We also signed another player today, folks, a defensive end out of the Atlanta Falcons. He was a former first-round draft pick. He had 3 sacks. And I was watching the Atlanta Falcons fans, and they seemed very sad that he's leaving. Mark Orem, did you see that signing we had?
I saw that signing today. He's a former first-round pick by the Dolphins. Kid out of Missouri, man, actually was really good in college. He's kind of like your speed edge rusher. Played a little bit of linebacker. He stand up. He could put his fist in the dirt and come after the quarterback. He's kind of busted out. He busted out in Miami, got a new lease on life in Atlanta. Hasn't really done much, man. People are calling this kid a bust. I think, who knows? He hasn't done much in the NFL. I think this is a total depth signing and a total change of scenery. Hopefully, man, light a fire under his butt, see what they can do with him. But they're trying to get quicker. You can tell that this regime is trying to get speed off the edge. And this is what this guy is right now, man. Hopefully they can, get this kid to focus a little more, and maybe we can get his game up. So this is total depth signing for me.
Eric A., I appreciate it. He says, hey, Micah, you're a hell of a lot better than Valenti. Always positive, informative. Keep it going. Hey, you got to be somewhat positive sometimes. You can't be just all negative. And when we got the Dern on with us, hey, Dern, we just signed Rashad Perryman, wide receiver.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Just happened while we were live. What do you think about this signing, man? It's a 1-year, $3 million deal.
Perryman, isn't that our former wide receiver son?
Yep.
Yes.
Haha. He has injury problems, but he's a pretty nice deep threat from what I've seen him play. Decent hands. He's not going to be your number 1 or 2, but I mean, he'll compete for 3rd, 4th spot, because we all know Geronimo Allison, he ain't making the team.
I mean,
he's our number 2 right now.
Hey, I'm gonna be a bold prediction. He's gonna make the team, and he's gonna shock a lot of people. I've watched Geronimo Allison with the Green Bay Packers. I watched Geronimo Allison with the Green Bay Packers.
Oscar Boy Sizzle.
Yeah, Geronimo Allison, he has made some really nice plays for us. He's come up clutch, actually, I would say, to be honest, in some very key games. I remember, I think his rookie season as an undrafted player in 2016, I believe it was, he was a huge part of us beating Dallas in that divisional game win. The following season, he had a huge catch in overtime against the Bengals to pick up the win. He did fumble our season away, though, in 2018 when Rodgers broke his collarbone the second time, 17. It was one of those 2 years. He tried to make the comeback, and then we were driving down the field to keep our hopes alive. Fumbles the game away, but he's serviceable. I mean, he's definitely not a star. He does have fumble issues. He did that multiple times, but he has some talent in there. He does seem like a bit of a interesting player off the field, if you guys have ever seen those tweets that he put out there from his college days. But he's a decent prospect or a player.
Hey, no doubt about it. And we're talking about Chris. What was I thinking? Sorry, I'm a little bit off still. Yeah,
Charles Harris.
Charles Harris. We just signed him from the Atlanta Falcons, 3 sacks. And what I always talk about is you want to have rotation on the defensive line. It doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest player at all, but it's very important to have rotation because when it comes to the defensive line, these guys are fairly big, and it's important to keep them fresh and not tired. And that's something we've seen last year with the Lions is at the end of the games, running backs was gashing us. I mean, the quarterback's sitting in the pocket, gashing us. So I'm just hoping he can be a nice little piece that we can rotate out, when we got the Romeo Okwaras, when we got the Trey Flowers, when we got the players that are the main guys, this guy can come in on a 3rd down or whatever and give a little bit of a break and really help this team out from that facet. A lot of more news trucks that's taking place when it comes to Detroit Lions. Again, we got Michael Brockers. We traded for him. Now we got Michael Brockers, Dern. What do you think about him?
I never thought in my wildest dreams you could get Michael Brockers for a 2023 7th-round pick. Who in their right mind would ever believe that would happen? I haven't seen one person say, oh, hey, yeah, he's not worth that pick right there. In 2 years from now? Come on. The dude can play defensive end. He can play defensive tackle. He's very rotational. He actually reminds me a lot of Trey Flowers, but just obviously more production. And he's been on the field a lot more than Trey has because he also is a good run stuffer, play him at both spots. So, I mean, what kind of defense are we going to have? I'm hoping we're leaning towards a 4-3 because you got 4 pretty good linemen now.
Yep. I agree.
Lions are signing. Yeah, we just seen that, Alexander. We're just talking about the Lions signing Rashad Perryman. Hattie says, word all over Twitter is that we're making lots of moves between 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. today. Folks, if that's the case, I'm going to be staying up because I'm very curious to what's going to happen when it comes to the Detroit Lions moves. If you got questions, folks, throw it in the comment section because obviously with the breaking news, it kind of messed up the flow a little bit in a good way. So if you got questions, we got answers. And while you're coming up on this questions, I got something to show you really quick. And I want you all to go ahead and find me on Newsbreak. Why? Because Newsbreak is where I'm dropping. Fellas, you got to go ahead and follow me here on Newsbreak. It's real simple to go to newsbreak.com. Look for Lions Talk by Chat Sports. That's me, folks. I'm dropping videos on here all the time. Look at this. I got videos that are not on YouTube. All you got to do is go ahead and follow me. Check it out, and you're going to get videos that you're not seeing on YouTube. Hit that follow button. Bam! I got 40 followers right now. Hit that follow button, and you won't miss out. Again, it is some fantastic content. Dropping videos on there. Come check it out. Come follow me, and let's have some fun and bring Detroit to the next level. Hopefully this thing is off now. Yes. Okay, so follow on Newsbreak there. Travis Doyley says, happy to see you feeling better. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, I am feeling better. It's been a rough couple days, but no doubt about it. I am definitely feeling better, and I appreciate everybody for giving me the prayers and doing all that. Can you give your honest review of Brad Holmes so far? Honest review. Brad Holmes, my honest review, I think it's an A+++. I don't know what else he could do to get this better. The guy is just killing it right now. Mark, what do you think about him?
Well, I'm definitely giving him an A, man. It's still got some work in progress. We still got the draft. Free agency's not done. I don't think they're going to be done cutting guys either, especially after the draft. So far, I'm going to give this guy an A. He's doing things that we've never seen. Like, this is all brand new to us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we still got to see this on the field, though. But on paper, I love what he's doing. I love that he's gutting this team. I love that he's picking up these cheap players that are just who can produce, though. He's getting guys like Perryman. He's produced in the past. Brockers, he produces. Jamal Williams produces. And he's all getting that really good contracts. And we called this, guys. We said this. We're going to be bringing in guys that are going to be cheap contracts that can actually play football. And so far, he's doing it. I'm going to give him an A. Not going to give him an A+ just yet because I still want to see the draft, man. Still want to see the draft.
In the comment section, spam my comment section. Give me a grade, A, B, C, D, or F when it comes to Brad Holmes. Let's see what the fan base thinks. Shout out to you guys. #OnePride. Kev'd Up dropping a super chat. Hey, thank you so much, Kev'd Up. You are awesome, and we appreciate it. We got Jack Conray says, do you think that they will get Eric Fisher to replace Crosby? Do you think that, Dern? Do you think that they're possibly going to get an Eric Fisher to replace him?
Excuse me 1 second. I don't know what happened. I hope not. Fisher is hurt quite often. Excuse me. Go to the next person quick.
Okay, go to the next person really quick. What do you think the grade is for Brad Holmes, Travis?
Drink something, Dern. Drink something.
Grade for Brad Holmes?
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, I got one word for him. GOAT. He is the GOAT.
GOAT.
Your boy went out on a limb, said this is my dark horse guy.
All right, we're good.
And we went and signed him, and he's been making splashes ever since. A+.
Well, let's see what the fans. We got B+, A+, 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 B+, B+. I'm going to go ahead and go to Sizzle here. You're not a Lions fan at all, Packers fan. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Go ahead and do that. What grade do you give our GM so far as he took over the Detroit Lions?
From as early as it is, I would give him actually an A to this point. I think that he is not making the mistakes that we've seen a lot of previous GMs do, that we've seen fail. He's not handing out those big contracts, those great contracts, as they say, to good players where you're overpaying, wasting up that salary cap space. I think we do still have to see the draft, like was said already. But so far, the signings are valuable players that can come in and fill roles, but they're not guys that you're going out there and wasting money on that is going to hurt your team in the long run. And for a team that's frankly rebuilding right now, you guys are on the up, but you guys need to play this for the long term and not try and make a one-year splash.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. We got to not try to do everything in 1 year and screw up this rebuild / retool mode. Just like we all need to get those thumbs up. We got 193 in the building. Let's get those thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, That's crazy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, dropping content every day, breaking news, everything, partner chat sports. Let's get those subscribes up and subscribe to everybody on the panel here. Hey, their information is in the description and in my channels, recommended channels, and obviously the guy in the middle, that's Sizzle Fantasy Sports. Sizzle Fantasy Sports. Subscribe to his channel. Travis Doyley dropping another super chat here. Says, who do you predict will be starting our defensive line next year? What position? Keyword here is predict.
Ooh,
well, I predict that the Detroit Lions will have Trey Flowers, John Pennicini, Michael Brockers, Romeo Okwara. I think that'll be our starting guys, Dern.
4-3, correct. That's what I'm hoping for, man.
Yeah.
Those 4 guys in a 4-3. I think you're set. We don't have the linebackers for a 3-4 anymore.
Yeah.
They're all leaving. So you're going to have to pick up a lot of linebackers when you have the defensive line to do a 4-3. So that's my prediction.
Mark Orm, what do you think, man? What's this defense going to look like?
I'm agreeing with Dern and you guys, man. Listen, man, you got Trey Flowers and you got Romeo. You're not taking that money off the field. And then you got Brockers coming in who's making a decent amount of chunk change. So he's going to be probably not taken off the field much. And then you got Pennicini who's going to develop. I think it's going to be a 4-3, guys. Those 4 is going to be, it's going to be Romeo, Flowers, Pennicini, and Brockers on that D-line as the main starters.
Folks, if you want your question answered, do hashtag ISN, hashtag Lions, hashtag Packers, whatever fan, a team you are of, do hashtag. Why? Because there's a lot of comments going through, and it takes me a minute to see it. And if I see that hashtag, I can find it and notice that it's a question. If I don't get to your question, just repost it. It's not because I'm being a prick. I'm not trying to be a Matt Patricia here, not trying to be a prick. It's just because I missed it. So just go ahead and re-put it in there. Who do you think we will sign for a potential linebacker or secondary players? We have only touched pass rushers, defensive ends so far. Troxel Sports Talk, what are we going to do about this linebackers? Who's out there that we can sign? And same with secondary, that we could get some help there because, yes, Hattie's 1,000,000,000% correct here. We need help there big time.
Oh, absolutely. And I was thinking that it was going to be a Denzel Perryman, but he just signed today, so he is off the board. And, so I think we address actually both those positions via the draft. I think we address linebackers. I got us going 2 linebackers this year in the draft, kind of like we did last year at the offensive line position. We doubled up at the guard position. We knew it was a hole. We filled it via the draft. I think it's going to be the same thing with the linebacking and also the safety position.
Sizzle, your take here. Look, we really need help in the secondary and as well as the linebacking core. You know this. Your quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, torched us, and so is every single quarterback. Even Mitchell Trubisky torched us. What are players in the draft or free agency the Lions could get? May not be a number 1 guy. It could be a guy that goes in the 4th, 5th round or a free agent that no one's talking about that could help the Lions linebacking core or secondary.
I think that if the Lions go about this the right way, the smart thing here to do would be to take on a younger guy, a younger contract. I'm not exactly sure all the guys who are still out there in free agency right now, but don't go out there and overpay just yet. There's plenty of opportunity in the draft to get those later round picks and to bring a guy in even for a couple of years and develop them and not necessarily have to have them come in and be a star day one. This is a relatively deep corner class. It's not crazy. The guys that I do like are closer to the top of the board. Asante Samuel out of Florida State is a guy I could see going towards the end of the 1st round or top of the 2nd round. If that's an option, I do think you guys still can rely on the secondary a bit on Jeff Okudah, even though he didn't start out so hot. He did start to get better as the year went on, and obviously I think he has a lot of talent. So I think you play it slow, look for some guys out there. The free agent market might be a bit pricey at corner right now with Richard Sherman probably being one of the top names out there. I'm not sure you want to bring in an aged vet like that who might carry a high annual salary. Another guy who I think I'm actually surprised hasn't been signed yet is Desmond King, who is a former All-Pro corner that's still on the market. I think he could make an impact, but I think at the price, it might be a bit too much. So I look to find guys in the draft and whatnot there.
Folks, you hear that facts, you hear that information. That's Sizzle Fantasy Sports. Let's subscribe to his channel. Let's get his channel popping. He doesn't just do Packers content. He's doing NFL drafts. That's how I found him, is via NFL draft, and I love the draft. And so I said, I need to get this man on here. Subscribe to his channel, and you're going to get some quality content. Alexander, hey, you missed out the beginning here. We were talking about Jamal Williams, and we think it's a slam dunk number 2 right now for the switching up with DeAndre Swift. We all love it. If you really want to get a quality answer for that, hey, just jump right back in and rewind, because we talked about that for sure. We got hashtag Lions and Chargers fan. We got Holmes is playing Moneyball. That's facts. Hashtag Lions. What position do you think is our strongest right now? Strongest position right now? I'm going to have to say, oof.
Yikes.
Oh.
Tight end. The tight end position.
O-line.
Hawkinson.
Tight end. I like tight end.
Center.
Center. Yeah.
Center, there we
Hey,
go.
I'll go with running back. It's a deep group right now. I like that.
Woo! Hey, I
Okay.
like that
That's a
too.
solid
That's
one.
pretty
Right now
I like
was
that
number
one.
2 to only the Packers, Corey Lindsley.
That's right.
What do you see?
Wow, he's gone now.
He's gone.
We have the number 1 center in the North now.
Hey, we got something that's number 1. It don't happen a whole lot here in Detroit, but we got something. What do you see as Perryman's role on offense? I think he's just going to be a wide receiver trying to go downfield quick. We're going to do a lot of play action passes, and that's what's good with Jared Goff. I've said it a trillion times. Also, looks like we got another super chat from Travis Doyley. He says, should
That's
the Lions
nuts.
draft safety? If so, one I really like is Paris Ford. He loves Paris Ford. What's a safety out there, Sizzle, that you like in the NFL draft that the Lions should take a look at?
You know, I think that the safety position is one that is not necessarily something that has to be addressed as an early round pick. I think that Paris Ford might be a guy who you can get in those middle rounds of the draft, because Trayvon Merrick is a guy who I see going closer to the top of the board. Javon Holland is another solid guy out of Oregon that has really great coverage and ball abilities. I do think, though, Detroit, if they do address safety in the draft this year, you're going to want to do it in rounds 4, 5, 6, where you don't have to invest heavy draft capital, because there's a lot more positions that I would deem as more important, if you will, or more pressing needs. Even though that secondary has not been so hot lately, I definitely think you can address helping out that secondary by continuing to bolster that front 7 and get that pass rush up. And obviously we know the needs on offense. So I do like those guys, though.
Darren, what say you, man? Safety. I do feel we need one. I think we should draft one. Y'all know who I like. I love Javon Holland. What say you?
I like a couple of them. I do like Javon Holland. I like Richie Grant.
Yep.
What's the one from Syracuse again?
Andre Sisco.
That dude's a
That's
baller.
the kid I like a lot.
Dude's a ball hawk.
Dong, da, dong, dong, dong.
I don't know if I would like to pick one super high, like he mentioned. I feel that, like he said, we do have bigger needs, but we have to remember it all depends on what player is available when, best player available. And I'm sure if Morig drops to 41, I'm sure they would take him.
Yeah.
King Donnie, I wish TA was here. He loves Jamie Newman. He talks about this man all the time. So I'm throwing this one at Trucks because he likes him as well. What if y'all draft a running back from Alabama and quarterback out of Georgia, Jamie Newman and Eric Stokes, Trucks?
Hey, TA, shout out. That is his guy. He did drop a video on Jamie Newman. Definitely go check that video out. He did take out 2020 season due to COVID, so we didn't get to see him at Georgia. But the little bit of tape that we did get to see him in, I like him. I mean, he's mobile. He got an arm, and hey, you don't have to spend a first round draft pick on him. You could get him in, any other round, and you got yourself a solid guy to kind of mentor and bring up, kind of like how the Packers did with Jordan Love. But obviously they spent a first round draft pick on him. But, we could do kind of that same mindset. Is it feasible? Just like, I was talking about in my video when we signed holy smokes. Shout out to Frog Crop.
And Go Lions.
Go Lions
is one of my very first subscribers doing this thing. So, hey, welcome back to the family, Go Lions. welcome to becoming a member. I appreciate you. And Frog Crop dropping a $10 super chat. He says, guys, it's time to drink the Kool-Aid on Holmes and Campbell and staff. They're going to surprise the world. I love Campbell. I want to eat Campbell's soup because of him. This guy's biting off kneecaps, and he's going dirty on folks. Sizzle, what do you think about this press conference? What do you think about our head coach, Dan Campbell? We love it here in Detroit because, everybody steps on us, and now this guy's biting back.
Yeah, my immediate reaction when I first saw that clip was that he seems like he's a bit out there and that he is a very emotional guy. But hey, I think that is almost, you can hope it projects onto the field as a recipe for a great leader of men and what he does in the locker room. And I think that what some coaches, especially the reports about Patricia, he was a very strong personality, but it rubbed guys the wrong way. I think if Campbell comes in and is passionate about what he's doing and gets guys to buy into the system, that can make a great team culture and really make the players in Detroit rally around him and become a very successful team.
It's always good to rub the people the correct way.
Yes.
Always. You have to.
And I frequently saw the exact opposite from reports about Patricia. So,
oh yeah.
Patricia was
Patricia. I was just about to say that.
There is nobody that could have been. Patricia was the worst. I mean, this guy was the worst.
I would take Rod Marinelli in that 0-16 team than any of that Patriot system that we had.
That Patriot system was garbage. Folks, what is not garbage, though, is we got 194 in the building. Now 200. Let's get those likes up, folks. Let's get to 100 likes. Guess what? The more likes you get, the more chance that the video gets out via YouTube algorithm. That's how this thing works. So if you want to support my channel, it's free. You just click that like button. You are good to go. Hashtag ISN. Trucks, go ahead.
Oh, I do got one person to kind of look at in the draft via safety. He's out of USC. His name is Talanoa Hafunga. He's a pure box safety. I do like him. I have been watching a little bit of film on him, and I'll probably be doing a video on him very shortly.
Hey, I like that. Troxel's going to start doing some prospect videos like TA Noble Sports. Subscribe to his channel. TA Noble Sports is the hidden gem that no one knows. He plays the game of football at a very high level. He understands prospects. You make sure he's the expert of ISN when it comes to prospects. No doubt about it. Subscribe to Noble Sports Entertainment. Hashtag ISN. Should we trade Goff and go all in with Lance? No, and I don't think they're going to trade him even if we wanted to. Yeah. I think he is a Detroit Lion for sure. And you want to know what? A lot of people think this dude's a window licker. He's trash. I think he's going to surprise a little bit, being a little bit better than that. Dern.
We've talked quite a bit about this, and I don't think they draft a quarterback at all this year. It makes no sense to me. So you trade your starting quarterback, you get a haul for him, and you get a quarterback replacement, okay? Which is under contract for at least 2 more years. So why would you sit a rookie quarterback that you get this year for 2 years? I don't understand that. So why wouldn't you build around the team, and then maybe next year if Goff is actually bad, which he hasn't played a snap for the team, so what's the point? People are calling him trash already? Come on, man.
And there's a question here. I don't know exactly who it was. Obviously, I missed it, but it was about, are we worried about the kicker position? Because Matt Prater signed with the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm going to send this one to Travis Troxel because he is also a Steelers fan, and the kicker that they had is the guy who's our kicker. Can you explain to the folks about our young kicker we got that's now the starter right now?
Okay. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan as well as a Cardinals fan and a diehard Detroit Lions fan. Now, over in Pittsburgh, they had a guy named Chris Boswell. Great kicker, got injured last year. They brought in a kid named Matthew Wright. I was like, who in God's green earth is this kid? And I was very impressed in the games that he was playing because he didn't just play in one game. He played in multiple games last year. I believe he even played in the the playoff games that they were in as well. And then as soon as the season ended, Detroit Lions swooped him up, and that he is on our roster, and that is going to be your starting kicker, and you're not going to be unimpressed with this kid. You're going to be very, very impressed.
Folks, if you go in the chat there and you looked at the pin chat comment, that is a link to my Newsbreak, Lions Talk by Chat Sports. I am dropping videos on Lions Talk by Chat Sports nearly every single day that's not on YouTube. If you want to get other Detroit Lions information, go ahead and follow me on there. Follow me on Newsbreak by Chat Sports. Mark Orm from Orm's Forum, Lions thoughts on Keanu O'Neal if the price is right.
I like Keanu O'Neal. He could be a little bit pricey, though. I know he just recently came out and said that he's willing to play some linebacker for teams if the price is right. He's really trying to get himself on a team right now. I know he's more of an in-the-box safety. He can create some plays. I do like his style, man, but he could be a little bit too expensive. But I would actually pick up the phone and give his agent a call and see what he's asking for. See what kind of price range he's at, because he's a pretty good safety. He suffered through some injuries though, but I do like his style of play.
Zach J, the last that I seen it before we made a couple signings today is around $22 million under the cap. It's going to obviously be different because we had signings. One happened while we were live here. So I'm going to assume it's probably like $17 million, something around there that we're under the cap. Hashtag ISN, would we have the best running back group in the NFL if we draft Najee Harris?
Yes. We would have the best running back group in the National Football League. But I don't see it happening. Yeah, I don't see it happening. MicroMike has said it the best off air. We got only 6 picks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We only have 6 picks, folks. Now, if we had a bunch of picks like we are next year, we're going to have a ton of picks next year, folks. All our free agents, they signing big deals. And
I think we got 27 picks next year, don't we? 27?
We're only allowed 4.
I know.
We already got 4.
We got 13.
We already got a first round pick and our normal 7, so we're sitting on pretty good right now of 12. So far, Jalen Waddle or Jamar Chase in the first round. I like Jamar Chase better than Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
But what say you, Sizzle? What do you think about these two?
I went back and forth with Waddle and Smith, actually, but I do think Jamar Chase is that top guy. I think that his just structural build is better than those two, and the durability has been better. I mean, that championship season in 2019 with LSU, he was a sophomore, and he looked like a number 1 NFL wide receiver at that young age. He's still 20, I believe, so he will be going into his age 21 season as a rookie. Super young kid, great talent. He actually runs pretty darn good routes as well, and he can win at the catch point. I think he's a home run hit for anybody at the top of the draft. I do love Waddle as well, though, as a guy who I've comped to an OBJ or DJ Moore type explosiveness with really great contested ball ability.
Hashtag ISN, do you think that Allen Robinson's a possible sign since he wants to get traded from the Bears? The Bears place a franchise tag on. Well, we can't sign him because he got franchise tag, but we're talking off air. I was talking with Sizzle here, and he had an interesting saying because it looked like Kenny Galladay was visiting them. Would he force himself to be traded out? Allen Robinson, Sizzle, what do you think about this situation there?
Yeah, I think a lot of Bears fans are kind of, I don't want to say in denial about this, but it is kind of a touchy subject with them. Robinson is not happy, and I love Allen Robinson. I think he's criminally underrated with the team, and the talent that he brings to that roster is really good. If you watch his highlights, he makes some ridiculous catches, and I just don't think he gets his respect. But from the Bears' perspective, they're not giving him a long-term contract. He's had to play with terrible quarterback options. And I don't think bringing in Andy Dalton really eases any of his frustrations. So I wouldn't be.
It eased his mind, though.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him not sign the franchise tag and demand to be traded elsewhere. And I think that that's why you bring in a guy like Galladay that they reportedly visited with last night. So I think it's unrealistic that they'd keep those two under contract at the same time. Obviously, it's just news and rumors going around right now, and I'm really interested to see where Kenny ends up going. But I would not be shocked if Allen Robinson is not a Bear at the start of the season next year.
Anthony Harris, safety. What was he if he signed? I wouldn't mind that. just depending on the contract. Though, whoa, we got
He's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Go
was
ahead,
a tag
Mark,
last
you
year.
about to say something, Mark.
What's that?
Mark Orm, you're about to say something.
Was I? No, I was agreeing with Dern. I said he's going to be expensive. Anthony Harris is going to be really expensive. He was tagged last year, like Sizzle said. So yeah, he's going to be pretty pricey.
Travis Doyley with a $5 super chat. It says, "What's the most important position we should be looking towards drafting?" And I think it's linebacker. We need help at this position extremely, extremely bad. I mean, we're looking right now. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Jelani Tavai, and Jamie Collins as starting linebackers. That does not make me feel good. It really doesn't. Look, I like Jalen Reeves-Maybin over Christian Jones. With that said, Christian Jones was not good. So I think we need to really focus on getting one in this draft. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a guy at the 7th pick. But we got to get somebody in there that can be a dominant in the middle. Another super chat from Corey Batten. Goff isn't going anywhere. I think the Lions would be crazy for taking a quarterback at 7 or trading down or grabbing a weapon. Great show, guys. I love the trade down scenario. This is my number one scenario. Trade down, maybe go to 19, go to 15, and maybe pick up a linebacker like Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah, Dern.
No, thank you. I'd rather trade back to 9 or 12 and get Rashawn Slater.
I love Rashawn Slater.
You can just run the ball like they want to. Man,
and
he's a beast.
Yeah, talk about that. There's actually, here it is, from Don Stradamus. What's your thoughts on drafting Rashawn Slater, Dern?
Even if we're stuck at 7, I'm taking Rashawn Slater. He can play any position on your offensive line, even center. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you want a guy that bulldozes guys in the run game and is a really good pass blocker? He is dangerously close to Sewell as being 1 and 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have 230 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, folks. Let's get to 150 in the chat. Micah Parsons off the field problems concern you guys, or is he on your radar? Is he off or on your radar? I know, look, Mark is a big time Parsons fan. Does the off field thing worry you, Mark?
The off field thing is concerning a little bit. It all depends on how far this rookie hazing was took, because football is hazing is part of sports. I know it is for a fact. I've been a part of it. But some of his allegations against him are pretty bad. They're pretty bad, and but I still love him. I still think he's a phenomenal player, and I'm still banging the table for him at 7. I think he's great.
Banging at that table. What do you think about Parsons there, Sizzle? Obviously, he's got talent. What do you think about the off-field issues with him?
Yeah, I think that if we can get some kind of light shed on the issue and kind of sweep it under the table, if it turns out to not be something significant and very serious, then I'm all for it, because the talent is unquestionable. There has been, and rightfully so, some knocks about his pass coverage ability. But when you look at what he does going downhill and stuffing runners at the line of scrimmage in run lanes, and just his ability to blitz and come off the edge and do some really impressive things in that phase of the game, I think that he is definitely a player to consider at 7. But like you said, though, off the field issues can sometimes be a bigger issue than any holes in a player's game. So that stuff has to be addressed. It has to be taken care of. We even see a guy as big as Deshaun Watson right now having some stuff come out against him. So certainly off the field issues are a significant factor when taking a player.
What do you think about Kenny Galladay meeting with the Bears? Troxel Sports Talk. What do you think about Kenny G?
Deuces. Go there. You got Andy Dalton, the red rifle, the red BB gun, whatever the nickname for him is. He's still been trash since his last few years with the Bengals. He was not impressive with Dallas. I have covered Dallas Cowboys football live on air. He's not impressive.
No. Can I say something really quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Allen Robinson is better than Kenny Galladay. I'm just saying.
Hashtag NFL, Kyle Fuller being released.
Wow. They're trying to clear some.
He's going to be expensive.
They're trying to clear
he's going to definitely be expensive.
Yeah. Bears secondary is pretty weak now after that move. They have Jalen Johnson, the 3rd-round rookie from last year, but they just cut Buster Screen, who was a free agent last season, I believe. So
that's right.
That should be a pretty significant issue.
Thank you so much, Eric, for that super chat. $1.99. I appreciate you. Hey, Kyle Fuller being cut, that would be an individual I would like to look at, man. That would be nice. He is going to cost a pretty penny, but at least take a look. Take a sniff. Why not sniff around?
I do want to say. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, one player to look at though, and it's again shout out to TA of Noble Sports. He is my go-to guy when it comes to hidden gems. He's been talking about a guy named Zaven Collins out of Tulsa.
Yeah.
If you have concerns about Micah Parsons and you need a linebacker, Zaven Collins, I feel is definitely the next best, if not right up there. I'm talking about 1A, 1B with Zaven Collins.
And I got Sizzle here. He wants to make a comment on that. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, 100%. I've had Zaven Collins in my first rounds of nearly every single one of my mocks that I've done. What he has on tape to offer, he has literally done everything on the football field. I've seen him play coverage very, very well. I've seen him play inside and outside linebacker positions. He's come off the edge as a rusher on blitzes. I'm really impressed with what Zaven Collins has done. So if you're a little bit scared off with the Micah Parsons issues, trade back and Zaven Collins will fall right into your lap, maybe even around that number 20 pick range. That would be a home run for Detroit, I think. And then you can acquire some draft capital on the back end to address some of those other issues.
If you like draft and you like a lot of information, subscribe to Sizzle Fantasy Sports. He is dropping this information and nuggets like dimes right now. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. And you see that guy on the bottom there? He has a blue shirt on with lions and he's got glasses on. You see that guy? Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. He's
I thought you were talking about me.
900 subscribers. Folks, this is what he looks like. You see this guy? He's a Detroit Lions coach. Looks just like him. There it again. Make sure you subscribe to his channel.
Wish I had his bank account.
Hey, that's facts.
Hashtag ISN. Would you guys be okay with drafting Monty Rice, Mark Orem?
Monte Rice. You know what? I don't know a lot about Monte Rice, man. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that kid.
Darn. Any ideas on Rice?
I haven't looked into him myself, but everything that I've heard about him is that he would probably go around the 4th round.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Looks like we may have some more news here. Hold on.
Well, we just signed a kicker.
We
just signed a kicker.
The Detroit Lions signed a kicker, folks. This is a crazy. I'm sorry because this is happening while I'm live streaming. It doesn't generally do this.
Yeah, finalizing Tom
So,
Pelissero.
Wow.
Trox, tell me about Bullock, man. Weren't you just talking about him like 10 minutes ago?
Wasn't he the former Texans kicker?
He
Cincinnati.
was. Yeah, he played with
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Okay.
Actually, he did play with also. What do you call it? Yeah, the Texans as well.
Oh, okay, that's where I know him from.
Yep. But I mean, hey, competition is a great thing. You're gonna have Matthew Wright and Randy Bullock going at it in training camp. I love it.
Hey, Matt Prater's gone, and that's not Bullock's.
I'm
it's
glad.
actually really, really true.
Hey, he's going to my desert, so he's gonna be with the Red Sea.
You're going to be fine from 50 out, but inside 50. Sorry, guy.
What's
You're
your
gonna need
guys'
a lot of
thoughts on drafting Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? Travis Doyle, you already know I love Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I think he'd be a fantastic pick if the Lions trade back from 7. I mean, this guy, he's a little bit small. Okay, he's 6'1", 215 pounds, but he's a beast, man. Sideline to sideline, something that we haven't had in a long time.
Yeah,
we don't know a sideline to sideline. Only sideline to sideline we know is a guy going to the water and getting injured.
That's it, eh?
I mean, our
guarded off
linebackers.
the sidelines.
That's just the hashtag facts going on here, folks. Hold on one second. All right, good to go right there. So yeah, don't understand the love here. I like the idea of going to a 4-3 defense. You guys think about bringing in some hybrid box safeties, maybe to help out the linebacker if really can't stack there. I like the 4-3 much better than the 3-4. That's my personal opinion here. What about you, Dern? 4-3, 3-4?
Yeah, I've been pounding the table for that ever since the ending of last season. Actually, during the season last year, too, we talked about it a lot. It's because we seem to play better when Pennicini and Shelton were in at the same time. And now I feel like our defensive line got even better, and our strength has now become the D-line instead of your linebacker position. So to me, it's like a no-brainer. Why would you go to stick with the set that your linebackers, which you need 4 and a 3-4, obviously, it's your weak spot. So go to your strength.
I like the 4-3 over the 3-4. Always have. Sizzle, what about you?
Yeah, I think that the 4-3 makes sense right now, especially after that Brockers move. You guys hit it right on the head. That's where the strength of the defense is at right now. So I don't understand why they would want to take some of those talented guys up front off of the football field. I do kind of like the idea of inserting some of those hybrid safety linebacker type players. But again, I don't know if it fits this scheme. Green Bay's tried to do it over the course of the years, and it hasn't always worked out because it wasn't a great scheme fit. So maybe you stay away from that. But like was mentioned earlier, Keanu Neal is a guy who Detroit could look at. I actually, when I was talking about Desmond King a few minutes ago as a prospective corner for Detroit, he actually just signed a dirt cheap contract with the Texans. So the poor guy's going there for $3.5 million. Yeah, that's not going to turn out so hot for him. So, but nonetheless, he's an all-pro corner. So, or at least was in 2019. Maybe that gives some hope for a affordable contract for Keanu Neal, who's had some injury issues that could drive his price down. But I think 4-3 is the way to go here.
Follow on Newsbreak, folks. It's literally the pinned comment in the chat there. I had 40 followers to start this stream. I'd love to see 50. And it's Lions Talk by Chat Sports. And there's a couple of questions I already seen in here. And it was, what's your thoughts on running back Williams and the tackle we got, defensive lineman Brockers? We love the Williams signing. We think it's great. We got a Packers fan here. He's in the middle, and he's a solid running back. He's a very good individual that can complement Swift. Not only can he run, but he can pass catch as well as a running back. Look, we're going to be doing screens. It's important to have an individual that when Swift's not on there, that they can help out and continue. Tell the folks again what you think about what Williams brings to the Detroit Lions, Sizzle.
Yeah, once again, that's a great point, too, that once Swift comes off the field, Williams still can catch the ball. It sometimes might play to your team's disadvantage if you bring in a new back and the defense can kind of expect, okay, he's not catching the football. But that's something Jamal Williams does very well. I talked about earlier. He's a spark plug. He brings energy to the field. He's a great culture builder. And for a guy who has come out of his first rookie contract, full 4 years, he hasn't really seen a high workload. So he's got a lot of miles left on the legs. He clearly won't be the starter either with a talent like Swift on the roster. So I love bringing in Jamal Williams if I'm Detroit. I think it adds great depth to this team. He can do some of that power running and just add a whole nother layer to this offense. And I think that's really what's going to elevate Jared Goff's game, is setting up that play action pass game and really starting to develop a strong running unit.
Folks, we got a hello from Russia here. That's Al freaking Standing. Look, we've had people from Mexico, from Asia, China. This is the first time from Russia. So I
shout out to Russia.
Here. Hey, OnePride in Russia. Let's freaking go, man.
Absolutely. Let's go. That's awesome.
That's absolutely awesome. The only continent legitimately that we've not had somebody on here is Antarctica. Yeah, people said it for joke. But I've checked my analytics. Every country has been touched. Every continent has been touched but Antarctica. So maybe some guy, a researcher over there, come in and really make it all 7 here. Do you guys think there's any chance the Lions trading down and getting some extra picks? Ken, not only do I think there's a chance, I think that's what's going to happen. I truly believe the Lions are not sitting at 7. I think they're trading back. And I'm giving an 85% chance. The reason why is there's so many quarterback needy teams, and they're aggressive, man. Like we've seen with the Stafford trade, teams are like doing everything they can. get a quarterback. We got Russell Wilson people trying to trade for all these things. And I think that when you got the Washington football team, you got the New England Patriots, who I don't believe is doing the Cam Newton for the rest of their time. There's going to be teams out there that's going to want to get a quarterback, and I think the Lions will have a chance to trade back from 7 to acquire some draft picks. I truly do. How do y'all feel about the D-line we have? I feel pretty good right now about the defensive line. I still want to get a bigger guy in the middle. I like a Barmore type of guy. I like to get an individual that can stuff that middle because, yes, we got Wilson. You know I love him. You know I love
could get him in a later round.
Yes. Hey, Marvin Wilson's a beast, man. I think that if we can get better in the middle and continue to get bodies, it can only get better. Dern, what's the importance about having this defensive line? And how do you feel about the current D-line we got right now?
Is Wilson from Florida State?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like that guy. If you can't stop the run, you're not going to win. You're not going to be able to stop the pass when you can't stop the run. You don't know what they're going to do, okay? And we haven't been able to stop the run in a long time. That's why, in my opinion, that we have had one of the worst defenses in a very long time. Last year, we got gashed constantly, especially by the teams in the North.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how sad that is? Even
Very
the Bears.
Sad.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. You got to have D-line, folks. That's what you got to do. Do you believe Hawk will take another big leap this year? Yes, I do. I think he's going to take a giant leap this year. And hopefully it's not a hurdle over a player where he got injured year 1, but a giant leap via production. I think the guy's a beast, man. I think he is a beast. And we got a super chat here. Do you believe the Bears might still trade up and get a quarterback? If so, how would it affect the Lions at 7?
They could trade with the Lions at 7.
I don't know if I want. If Trey Lance is there, I don't want them to come and trade with us. I don't want Trey Lance.
They will ruin him.
Well, shout out to Dern. Yeah, he could probably get ruined.
I think that they may attempt to, but again, the truth is this. They attempted to trade for Russell Wilson and failed. And what they get? They got Andy Dalton. They could attempt to trade up again.
Hey, they could have went and got Jacoby Brissett. I would have been more afraid of the Bears if they would have got Jacoby Brissett over Andy Dalton.
They could have got Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, people. I mean,
how do you fail with what the Cowboys had? CeeDee Lamb, all of those weapons. You got Gallup, Cooper, strong offensive line. You got Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, in that defense, that offensive line was banged up though.
In that defense, their defense is trash. Yeah.
In that defense, the Chicago Bears offensive line is not any better than the Dallas Cowboys.
That's true. Like at least the Cowboys had an excuse. Their line was banged up. The Bears offensive line is just bad.
Yeah.
Great question here from Corey. He says, "Did you guys smile a little bit when the Bears signed Dalton?"
Oh, I started laughing.
We had a parade.
Hey, shout out to the Ghosted Judah Tribe because he let me. I went live with the Ghosted Judah Tribe.
Hey, shout out to Ghosted Judah Tribe.
I felt bad for him. I really did not believe. I thought they were going to get Russ, but they got Dalton. But my God, that is a letdown from getting Russell Wilson to Andy freaking Dalton, man. Andy freaking Dalton. So, yeah, we had a great laugh over here. Is Fat Randy any good?
That is Randy Bullock's popular nickname.
Fat Randy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know that, and I like it already.
He's already got an approval right there. He's approved.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt about it. Folks, we've been on for nearly an hour and 15 minutes, and that's how long this show runs. This was a great show. And if you guys have not hit that like button before you leave. But we like to do last words. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it right now to Mark Orm from Orm's Forum. What you got to say to the folks out there?
Hey, guys, I just want to say thanks for the show. It was awesome, man. It was awesome meeting you, Sizzle. It was awesome, Trox, Dern, Mikey. Thanks a lot for having me, man. This is great. Thanks, everybody in the chat. And I'll have a video probably out within the next day or so, man. Thanks a lot, guys. Go Lions.
Again, you see that
Sub to that,
hyperlink
man.
right there. That is Sizzle Fantasy Sports Channel. This guy knows his stuff. He's going to be doing a lot more with us. Why? Because we love the content. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, folks. Absolutely awesome. Dern, what do you got to say?
I just want to say that we're not taking a quarterback at 7. Ruffle feathers. Bye, guys.
I don't think we are either. Hey, Dern, weren't you supposed to show your new family member?
She's sleeping.
Oh, she's sleeping.
Yeah.
Troxel Sports Talk, I'll have you go last. Sizzle, what do you got to say to the folks when we close this show out?
Yeah, just to you guys, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a great experience. I had a blast. You guys are great. The content is awesome, and I can't wait to keep this stuff up and come back on with you guys hopefully sometime in the future. Go check me out, you guys. Sizzle Fantasy Sports on YouTube. Mock drafts, fantasy football, anything NFL you guys could ever imagine you needed. I'll see you guys there.
Troxel Sports Talk. We close out the show with Troxel Sports Talk. Tell the folks what happens on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Well, on Wednesday, we got Necessary Roughness. I wasn't on yesterday. Had some family time. When family calls me, I got to answer that call. But we will be back this Wednesday. We're going to have fun. Sizzle, if you ever want a opportunity to be in Necessary Roughness, we talk all 32 teams. We have a blast. We just, it's kind of like a bar setting. You just talk, have some fun, and, we talk some football.
Zero structure.
Zero structure. We have some fun. I do want to leave you guys with this. Subscribe to Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. Let's get this man to 1K. He is closing in shortly. He will be there. Let's get him there within this week.
Mark Orem's dropping fantastic content. He's so close to 1,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed to his content and his channel, that's crazy. It's straight nuts because it's fantastic stuff. Also, if you ain't following me on Newsbreak, that's nuts, man. You're literally missing out on videos. I'm dropping videos every day. Go ahead and follow me on there. That's that hyperlink. It's also in the description. Go ahead and do that. With that said, folks, I appreciate everybody showing out. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next week. Adios.